Gee, what day is it? That was a wild Halloween party. What? It's Zelda month already? Oh my god, it's almost over. I need to make some Zelda videos and quick. Hey everybody, I'm Dylan Bandicoot, and happy Zelda month! So before we start the video, let's first give an explanation about what Zelda month is. So Zelda month is an unofficial month created by my favorite YouTuber, Peanut Butter Gamer. He created it back in 2011 because he was so excited for Skyward Sword, which came out in November that year. It was also in that first Zelda month that I discovered his channel, and he became my favorite YouTuber of all time. Since then, he does Zelda month every single year in November, and this year marks the 6th Zelda month. Gee, time sure flies fast. Also, other YouTubers these days like to join in on his Zelda month as well, by uploading Zelda videos in November. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do, because from now on I will upload a few Zelda videos in November every single year, hopefully. The bad news is though, I want to upload Zelda videos in other months of the year. Okay guys, so if you couldn't tell from my previous videos already, I really love Zelda. I mean, just look at some of the collector's items that I have. Like this Link statue that you can move. And all these Zelda mangas. Hyrule Historia. This golden Wiimote. This backpack. These posters. This poster. And of course my favorite, this adorable Toon Link plushie. And oh yeah, I forgot, these amiibo. So yeah, in this video I will talk about why I love Zelda. But first, let me tell you the story of how I actually became a Zelda fan. So I just became 8 years old and we finally got a Wii. And one day my cousins came over because they insisted that my sister and I borrowed their copy of Twilight Princess. So yeah, we borrowed it. And I played the heck out of it. And with that I mean, I wandered around an Orden village for hours and hours, not knowing what I was supposed to do. Until my cousins came over again and did the entire intro for us. And I was blown away. The sudden change of atmosphere, growing from a peaceful village to an epic journey. It was great. Then I got stuck in the first dungeon and I returned the game. But the first tiny part of the game got me interested in the series. Later that year, I got my own DS Lite with Phantom Hourglass, the first Zelda game I owned. I enjoyed Phantom Hourglass a lot. It did took me almost 2 years to beat it, but still, Phantom Hourglass will always have a special place in my heart. Then a few months after I finally beat Phantom Hourglass, Spirit Tracks got announced. I was so hyped. A lot of games used to hype me back then, but Spirit Tracks hyped me like a game never did before. I was so excited for Spirit Tracks because I wanted to go on another journey similar to Phantom Hourglass. When the game finally came out, it was sold out everywhere. I looked in many different stores and it took me 6 entire months to find it. But when I finally got my hands on it, I felt like the happiest person in the world. Also I had some extra money when I bought Spirit Tracks, so I bought Link's Crossbow Training as well. When I finally laid my hands on Spirit Tracks, I knew it. I wanted to become the biggest Zelda fan in the world. I immediately changed my hairstyle to make it similar to Link's hairstyle. And that was only the beginning of my journey as a Zelda fan. I wanted to play more Zelda games. All of them. And that's how I became a Zelda fan. But gee, time sure flies by fast, right? It's already 6 years ago since I got Spirit Tracks and became a Zelda fan. But now, let's talk about why I love Zelda so much. So Zelda can actually be pretty hard on your first time. I had to beat 5 different Zelda games before I actually became good at Zelda. Zelda is all about exploration and solving puzzles. Sometimes this can be pretty hard, but once you're pretty experienced in playing Zelda games, it will be much easier. One thing I love so freaking much about Zelda is the feeling you get when solving a puzzle, or even an entire dungeon. It's so good! Or even better, that feeling that you get when opening up a treasure chest, not knowing what's inside. Or just beating the crap out of a boss. Or just exploring the world on your horse, or on your ship, or on your train, or even on your Loft Wing. Another thing I really love about the Zelda franchise is that every single game feels different.
The first Legend of Zelda game, for example, is all about exploring and solving hard puzzles, but Zelda 2 is a side-scroller most of the time, with a life system and an experience point system. Ocarina of Time is an adventurous journey where you travel through time. Majora's Mask is a dark and sometimes even depressing game with lots of side quests and not much dungeons. The game even has a time limit that you have to be careful and strategic with. The Oracle games can be linked together to get a massive amount of extra content. Four Swords Adventures, and Triforce Heroes are all about multiplayer and they have a lot of goofy humor. Wind Waker looks like a cartoon and has a huge open world that just screams adventure. Twilight Princess is a more realistic looking game, and it's by far the most epic Zelda game. Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks focus on touch control, and heck, even microphone control. Skyward Sword looks like a painting, focuses on motion, has a very linear gameplay, but has an amazing story that explains the origins of Hyrule. A Link Between Worlds lets you choose most dungeons in any order you want, and handles the dungeon items a lot differently. And last, but oh boy, certainly not the least, the upcoming Zelda game, Breath of the Wild, which will come out somewhere next year for the Wii U and Switch, has an art style based on Japanese animation, but the game breaks all of the Zelda conventions. It will feature voice acting, a huge open world even bigger than Xenoblade Chronicles X, and well, there's a lot of new features that never appeared before in Zelda. It's a fresh take on the Zelda series, and I'm excited! Link doesn't even have his green tunic in this game as far as we know. Also, according to Nintendo, this is the biggest Nintendo game ever. I just love all Zelda games feel different and unique. This game franchise probably has the most variety of all game franchises in the entire world.
Oh boy, the music. It's so good. Seriously, I don't really know what to say about the music. So, I will just let you listen to some samples of Zelda music and let the music speak for itself. Enjoy!
And last but not least, the lore. Zelda is in my opinion by far the most interesting and complicated lore of all time. You see, Zelda has a timeline, and every Zelda game takes place somewhere on the timeline. In Zelda games you also play as a different Link every time. You never really play as the same character in all games, but instead it's just a reincarnation of that character most of the time. The same thing goes of course for Zelda, who is in most Zelda games naturally. The Zelda games have a very interesting storyline, with many secrets and mysteries as well. Learning and studying about Hyrule's history is always very fun, and the same thing goes for speculating about Zelda history with other Zelda fans.
Alright guys, that was my very first Zelda month video. And now you know why I love Zelda. As for this month, I'm going to try to upload at least one more video. Well, at least one more video. Maybe we'll get more this month. But for now, see you next time. Bye bye. Zelda month, Zelda month, Zelda video, Zelda, I'm Zelda, Zelda month, Zelda, Zelda.
So Zelda from Zelda game, Zelda game, Zelda from Zelda game, but Zelda game, Zelda from Zelda game, Zelda,